What is going on, guys? It's JetsCentral coming back with some breaking NFL news, some breaking Jets news. New York Jets went out and hired former Miami Dolphin head coach Adam Gase. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. I'm almost at a loss for words. You know, Adam Gase, he understands offense, but I've kind of referred to him in the past as the offensive version of Todd Bowles, and by that I mean he understands one side of the ball completely well. He understands the offensive side of the football through and through, but every other position of being a head coach, he tends to struggle with, whether it's defense, whether it's time management, whether it's making adjustments, whether it's in-game scenarios, and then most importantly, communication. Those were all issues with the Miami Dolphins. There's a reason why the Miami Dolphins got rid of this guy. Shipped off a lot of their good players. Yes, you can make the argument that a lot of them had egos, but when you have players in the league that openly do not like Adam Gase, like Jarvis Landry, he's open about it. It's just not a good sign. Oh my god! And I try to make this channel as optimistic as possible. I always look at the New York Jets as the underdog, and I like being in that role. I like having the chip on our shoulder, and I always try to give you guys, no matter what the news is, no matter what the team is, as honest and as unbiased as possible. Right? I always try to give you guys that, and I want to just sit here and apologize to you right now that I'm not jumping for joy. I'm not like, going up and down the front lawn doing cartwheels and how I'm like so excited for this hire. I got to be honest with you, I'm not that thrilled about this hire, and quite frankly, I don't like it at all. But that's just me. I know there's going to be some people out there that like this news and stuff like that, and that's completely fine. And I hope Adam Gase comes in the league or comes into the New York Jets locker room and just dominates from day one, and just energizes the players, energizes the fan base, energizes the whole organization, and we just put the league on notice. I just feel as though with all the candidates out there, and don't get me wrong, the New York Jets are still a very, everybody makes fun of the Jets, everybody, but I'll sit here and say right now that it's still the number one landing destination for coaches, right next to Cleveland, right? We have a top 3 draft pick. We have some young up and coming players on defense. We got $100 million in cap space. The Patriots are on the decline. Miami's a complete mess. Which is actually kind of ironic in a sense, but in any case, let me get back to it. Top 3 pick, $100 million, and then of course Sam Darnold, right? What we hope to be is the franchise quarterback. So it's still a very favorable landing spot, and for the coaches out there, whoever you wanted, my guy, Todd Monken, right? My number one guy that I really, really wanted. He's in your face. He's fearless. Calls a fearless game. Downfield, vertical passing. We're going to put the pressure on the defense. We're just going to be the underdog. We don't care what defense you're going to show us. We're going to come in there and we're going to throw it and run it and just rack up touchdowns, rack up points, rack up yards on anybody. I would have loved Todd Monken. If you wanted McCarthy, brings a lot of structure, brings a lot of discipline, has won a lot of games, right? He's won a Super Bowl, been around some great quarterback play. All these guys, yeah, they have some weaknesses, but there was a lot of guys from Mike McCarthy. I would have preferred McCarthy over Gase. Who else? Matthew Rule, right? Coach Matty Rule over at Baylor. Now, of course, his name was starting to heat up late in the process, and it's looking like he's going to stay at Baylor. Cliff Kingsbury got picked up by Arizona. Zach Taylor was still on the market. Zach and Press Taylor. Those two guys were, probably my number one choice going into the offseason, right? Before we even got to that Week 17 firing of Todd Bowles. And then actually my number one guy that I've been really hoping that the Jets got for a year and a half now, or really 2 years now, Matt LaFleur, was the first guy picked up by Green Bay. So Adam Gase is going to be the head coach of this team, and like I said before, he knows offensive football. That is a positive. But every other aspect of the game, I feel as though he struggles with. But that's just my opinion, I guess. So I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. And once again, I apologize that I'm not extremely pumped up and giving you guys like this optimistic, super like spunky video. I feel as though I'd just be doing you guys a disservice if I made a video like that. If I put on a front, if I put on a mask, and I really just put on a facade for you guys, and me like fake being super enthusiastic about this news, like, oh yeah, we got Gase. That would just be doing a disservice to you guys. I would be just I would just be lying, and that's just something I just don't want to do. I just don't feel comfortable doing that and saying to you guys that this was like by far the right move, the best move, and stuff like that. I think hiring Adam Gase Adam Gase would have been, he was a lot lower on my list as far as guys I wanted. Now I will say in Gase's defense, at one point in time he was the hot guy. He was the guy that everybody wanted, and when Miami hired him, I like that hiring from of course a football fan point of view, not as a Jet fan point of view, because Gase was coming. He did a lot of good things for Chicago. Before that, he was with the Denver Broncos, and he was really, really well liked by a lot of people around the league as far as offensive X's and O's go. But it kind of got exposed a little bit when he was the head coach of the Dolphins, because every other aspect of the game you've got to be prepared. And really similar to Todd Bowles, everybody loves Bowles within the NFL. Everybody thinks of him as, a top 3, top 5 defensive coordinator, and there are still people out there that say that Todd Bowles should have continue to be the head coach of the Jets. But like Adam Gase, when he was the head coach of the team, his weaknesses got exposed. Not being able to develop a quarterback, not really having any say on offense, time management, in-game scenarios, just making mistake after mistake after mistake, not really fixing the mistakes. So there's a reason why the Miami Dolphins fired Adam Gase. Poor defensive play. Lack of communication. Adjustments. All those issues will have to be figured out, ironed out, and have to be squared away by week 1 of this NFL season. Because if this is Todd Bowles 2.0 again, just vice versa on the offense side of the football, there are going to be a lot of angry fans. It's just the frustration just boils up. And like I said before, and I know I'm going on 8 minutes here, and I apologize to you guys that this is a negative video, and it's almost, I'm not hitting you guys with positive stuff, and I'm not, like I said before, I'm not lying to you guys. This is how I honestly feel. I try to, like I said, be as unbiased and as honest with you guys as possible. And when I like something, I'll tell you. When I don't like something, I'll tell you. And I have to be honest with you. I'm not in favor of this move. Not in favor of this move. Not in the least. So I guess I'll leave it there. The New York Jets hire Adam Gase as head coach. I'll be watching the introductory press conference, and I'm really hoping to hear some pretty cool stuff from Adam Gase. I really want to see what his plan is moving forward for the franchise. I can't really cry over spilled milk now because he's hired. And the only thing I can do right now as a fan of the New York Jets is support Adam Gase, support this team moving forward. Even if I'm not really 100% on board with the hire, I think it was a little bit of a mistake. I would have loved Adam Gase as offensive coordinator. Well, I shouldn't say love. I would have liked Adam Gase as offensive coordinator. But we have got to figure out these coordinators, all right? Because if he brings the same staff that was in Miami to New York, I don't like that at all. Dowell Loggins and these guys don't like it. Definition of stale to me. Now Todd Monken is still available. He's the guy that I would like, who I would have wanted to be head coach of this team. If he should be the offensive coordinator right now. I don't even care if Adam Gase wants him or not. Monken should be the offensive coordinator. Mike McCarthy is probably he's gonna sit out. There's probably, I would say, 5% chance he becomes the Bengals head coach. So I don't view McCarthy as the guy at all. If I'm the New York Jets, I'm getting Todd Monken in the building immediately. This guy knows offense. He's still available. He has an underdog mentality, and he has a chip on his shoulder. I like that. I like how he calls a fearless game. Possibly him and Adam Gase working, hand in hand. They could, who knows? They could maybe set the league on fire. Because I'm a big Monken supporter, and he's still available. So I'll leave it there. But, it remains to be seen. I don't know who Adam Gase is going to be bringing to the team. I don't know that. I don't know who's going to be defensive coordinator. Possibly Greg Williams. I'm not sure. But I'll leave it there. New York Jets hire Adam Gase. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And as always, go Jets.